Hiya, Cosmic Cat here. We are going to do a reading. So before we begin, I'd like for us to take a few deep breaths together. When we inhale through our nose, we're going to visualize white light going into our nostrils, going up to our crown chakra. And then as we exhale, that white light is going to cleanse and purify our internal body, and it's going behind our throat, our heart, our belly, down through our knees and out our feet for mutation of any denser energies or anything that we're holding on to that really isn't serving us at this time. So, okay, let's go ahead and start. This may also give you an intention that you would like to set for the reading. I'm actually leaving this one open to see what Spirit has for us. And although Spirit is with us right now, I will go ahead and also tap my Tibetan bowl in case you would like to also bring in your ancestors or spirit guides. Only spirits of the highest, purest light and vibration are welcome in this space. Okay, let's take a deep inhale in. Breathing in that white light, holding it at the crown for a second. And exhale. You can even sigh it out if you would like to do that. Okay, we'll take one more inhale in. Hold. And exhale. Thank you for this divine breath and oxygen we have. Let's do one more. Inhale the white light in. Through the nose. Hold it at the crown. Let it do its magic, and exhale down behind the mind's eye, the throat, the heart, the belly, your sacred spots, the knees, and out the feet for transmutation of what is no longer serving us. So that could be the question of the day. I just feel this urge that we need to do another reading. Let's see, hold on. And now I'm getting that we're going to need to start with, okay, we're going to start with, just wanted to do a past, present, future, but now I'm getting a message to start with the significator card here. So let's start with the significator card to see what the overall energy will be. Okay, it's this one here. See what we get. Feels like the world is needing a lot more guidance at this time. And I think that's why I was guided right now to do another reading. Okay, we have sensuality. Embrace your sensuality and passion. Allow yourself to experience and express your desires fully. Your sensual nature is a powerful aspect of who you are. Celebrate it and let it enrich your life. Sensuality. This is like Tantra. This is a connection with you, yourself. I know very little about Tantra, but what I do know, and so I'm not sure if you can do Tantra with yourself. I imagine you can, but this is getting in tune with your body, in touch with your body completely. So, yeah, by your sensuality, by touching your skin, touching your body, getting familiar with your body and all parts of it. Okay. I grabbed this red jasper. I picked this up in Sedona last year and near the Vortex's sacred spot. Very beautiful stone. You can get red jasper practically anywhere these days as opposed to many, many moons ago. I recommend getting that to help you with your groundedness and to maybe even place on your root chakra when doing meditation and connecting with yourself. There's been so much inner child work that's been going on lately, and this may have something to do with it. Okay, so let's see what messages we have. Okay, we will take these. All right. Page of Swords, creativity, using your hands. You're admiring this bubble here. And I instantly felt this like as if you are taken by this magic and wonder. It's as if your mind is wandering into the great rabbit hole of other dimensions, astral projection. There could be all kinds of different spiritual avenues and paths that you are on at this time. Some of you are definitely new apprentices at this time, and I think that could be probably why I was guided to. Yes, I've just got the affirmation. That's why I'm guided to do this reading, is because there needs to be so much guidance at this time. Okay, we have judgment. Being honest with yourself and others. And this is like your higher self waiting, like you are praying for your higher self. You've been wanting to reach your higher self. And now that this is like a rebirth process from the shedding of the old skin, the shedding of the old that didn't serve you. You've done a lot of the serpent work, which we are in the year of the snake at this time. Even though this is a timeless reading, we're in the year of the snake. Although some of us are in dragon. And there's something about that as far as like if you've done a lot of transformations and shedding of skin and letting go last year, you could very well be in the year of the dragon this year. That's something you may want to look into. And it's something new that I just discovered a few days ago myself. I can't remember her name, but she is a channeler. She channels, and she's on YouTube, so you may want to try to look for her. Yeah, this is like the unraveling of all that was, and now it's just the rebirth process, and you're so very grateful to now meet your higher self. It's really beautiful. And I love how like you're looking up here and you're looking up here. It's all upward. It's all looking up. Look up. Oh, and we have the mischief. This is actually Machiavelli. The Knight of Swords. Very clear and precise, straightforward thinker and intellect being. But there is something about him that looks a bit like there could be some trickery here. And whether that is in your mind or in actual reality, that is for you to know and be on the lookout for. Yeah. So, So you have the sensuality. Let's get some more cards going here to find out. I actually think I'm going to do some cards. I'm going to pull some from the Grateful Dead Tarot to see what we get. See what the Grateful Dead Tarot has for this. Now, 10 of Wands. Are you feeling as though you're tricked? Have you been feeling tricked a little bit? Because I sense a little, some heaviness here. Okay, so we have the King of Roses, which is, well, first let's go over the 10. Yeah, there's some sort of energy that's kind of swaying a bit. And now I'm understanding that's why we need to have the red jasper, a grounding stone. You could also do like a black tourmaline, which is really good to repel negative energy. And transmute. It also transmutes, which is really nice. Yeah, there's something here, the trickery, the mind of going different places instead of sticking on one thing. Um, yeah, okay, so some were losing sight of themselves. This Knight of Swords is actually, some of you, the Knight of Swords is helping you gain clarity because you were losing a little bit of sight of yourself. And during the rebirth process, there's part of you that is unknown. When you go through a rebirth, you're like, okay, well, my day to day isn't like this anymore. Who am I? What do I do now? Now what do I do? Well, I used to do this every day. Now what do I do? Especially if you're someone that is consistent with routines. Um, but yeah, this is a heavy load. So 10 of bolts is also 10 of wands. It's fiery passion. You're walking carrying all this load, but is it necessary to carry this? And this load isn't just yours. Some of this load is yours, your mind, your ego telling you where to stay, where to be, your own thoughts about relationships, where you're at. But some of it is also relationships that you have with other people. And perhaps there's been codependency or there's been projections and you felt the need to carry that weight too. Maybe perhaps you're an empath and you struggle with having boundaries. Boundaries continue to come up and setting boundaries continue to come up in the reading. So it could be something, learning communication, learning how to communicate. If you are the ones that are struggling with communication and boundaries, then it's learning how to communicate what you want and even practicing that. Like what you want, it's kind of like what we do when we want to set an intention or when we want to um, already live the life that we're living. When we're already putting out there or journaling, yes, this is great. I am doing this, I am in Tibet right now, learning spirituality and being a student and a teacher. If that's something that you desire to do and you're already acting as though you are doing it, that's a way of manifesting it into your life. So if you want to manifest boundaries, it's one way. Clearly, there's still other things that we have to do in the background, right? We have to make sure that we can, leave our homes or our places of where we're at, our apartments, hotels, wherever you are, families, home, whatever responsibilities you have, you have to be able to have that in order. Your job, the finances, all of that needs to come into play. But the first step is always manifesting it into reality. So if you do want to have healthy boundaries with people around you that you love, then this is one of the first steps is to learn how to communicate clearly, in a detached way too. That's the thing about codependency. There's this attachment of where you feel like you need to own the other person's feelings and vice versa. But that is very toxic. And it may seem on the surface that it's healthy, but it is not healthy. It's not a healthy way to live your life because in the big scheme of things, what you're doing is taking on someone else's feelings, and then you really don't know who you are if that relationship ends or if something happens and you want to handle it the way that you know how to handle, or the way that you would handle it, but yet you're like, oh no, I've got to please this person, so I'm going to have to say this or do that. That's kind of a codependency. That's people pleasing. That's putting yourself and your own feelings and your own sense of self on the back burner, in the back seat, when they really need to be in the forefront. So, but this could also be if you have been working really hard on a project with work, at home, within yourself, tapping into your inner child. This is showing that it's about to end. This is the end of that cycle. Like the 10, after 10, it doesn't go to 11. 10 doesn't go to 11. It starts, you start back over. So you start back at 1, and then your journey continues. It's the cycle, the karmic cycle, the wheel, the life cycle. You know, we're all on it. We've all been on it since we've been here on this planet. And so this could also mean that. But this gives a feeling that some of you are very overwhelmed and unsure of the path ahead. I mean, you're really in the middle of a desert. Although some of you may know your path ahead because you're following that star. Just like ancient Egypt. I just got ancient Egypt vibes here with the pyramids and with the star right here, as if you're following, you know, that's how they learned time back then, is following the sky. Follow when the sun comes up, the sunrise, the sunset, the moon, engaging that. Excuse me. So yeah, it's time to let this go. Any of this, that whatever it is, and it's coming to a halt. It's coming to an end, to where, you know, you won't be going through this anymore. Okay, so we have the King of Roses, which is the King of Cups. Here you become, look at this, you went from this state, you went from the struggle of holding all this weight to now you're sitting comfortably as a leader, and you're very well at communicating now. So you've done the work to get to where you need to be able to be a master communicator in a very loving way. So this is a very loving leader that is a master of emotions. So maybe whereas here your emotions were really high, here they are not high. Your emotions are not high. You're able to actually put your emotions aside because you understand also detachment. Like, to a healthy love and a healthy partnership is loving with detachment, because you're allowing that person, your partner, to continue having their individual self and to be their individual self, while also knowing that you're holding space for the relationship as a togetherness, and to know that the relationship has that togetherness of being together. It doesn't mean that you're detached from the relationship. It's farthest from the truth. It's very rare, but it is extremely the most purest unconditional love that you can ever have for yourself and in life. Because if you do want that in your life, or if you do have that within yourself, you will not enter a relationship or partnership with anyone that doesn't respect or honor that about you. So yeah, this is wonderful. I love this here. And all the water here. Water flows, so you flow freely. And then here we have the Six of Bolts. So we have a lot of fire and air. I mean, fire and air. We've got a little bit of water, so that's good. Don't see much groundedness here yet. So the Six of Bolts is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is actually about celebration. We see the Ankh symbol right here. You're holding it in one hand with a beautiful rose, embracing your feminine energy on your masculine side. And then on the other side, you have your fire, your power, your passion. So you have your passion and your peace and your love, and it's all balanced and in tune. This is victory. This is like in the original Rider-Waite, yeah, there's well, it's wisdom. There's wisdom. You're very wise. You're smiling. You're even smiling here. And your little dinosaur horse guy. I really feel, I'm feeling the Chariot vibes from this, as if you're like, you know, victory. I keep hearing victory on this. So it's really beautiful. And it's interesting how this kind of goes just like that in a flow. And it's almost like these feel like two separate parts, two separate readings. So I do think that like maybe this is for some of you, because this is a general collective, and then this part is for others of you, others out there, others out there. Okay, let's pull, let's see what we get here on this deck. Oh, we got two. Okay, well maybe we'll do one here and one there. Enough room. Yeah, I'll scoot you guys over. Okay, so we have Aletheia, black and white, a gem and gold, a button. So this is 77. 77 could be significant for you. If you check out my short of the angel number of the day, recently it was 7777. No joke. That's not even a joke, you guys. So, yeah. Black and white. Everything's not always black and white. Not always black and white. So, what is it? This is, what do you want to say, Spirit? You are a gem. You are a gem. You hold the truth. Like this represents purity. But yeah, it has like the shadow in the background here. And then this one is like, you know, black is represents like death. But then you have the white light behind it here. Which this white is something similar to what you may have discovered in a meditation. I happened to experience that once in an inner child journey, and it can get so bright it's hard to see. Let's see what the book says about this number. And please, if you know the name, how to pronounce this correctly, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm Aletheia. It's weird because this makes me feel like a judgment card, like black and white, or like a justice card for some reason, or like death, rebirth, truth seeker. And there's all these little fragmentations of lines here, and this diamond shape. Let's see what it says. It says truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize it by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. This card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. Yeah, okay, so that's that could be like right after. So it's in it right after this card. It's not a coincidence. It's right after our Knight of Swords, which, you know, can gain clarity. But is there someone playing games with you, or are you playing games with someone? This card is asking that the truth come out and is revealed from whatever this is. I mean, going through a rebirth process can make you vulnerable. It can definitely, you know, it's you have to be careful when you go out into spaces after that. You definitely want to do energy cleansing exercises when you are going through a rebirth and you must go out into big crowds, things of that nature. You want to ask for protection from Archangel Michael to protect you. And use your inner wisdom, your inner gut. That's what's going to help you during the process there. But again, this could be reflecting that, you know, after your judgment, you're going to embrace the Knight of Swords, the clarity of communication and how to communicate. Or this could be that you're going to meet someone that speaks this way for you to look up to, because this is a court card, so this could be someone else, not you. This is you. This directly relates to you. But this could be of someone else around you, an energy lurking around you. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you're speaking the truth, and that you're standing in your truth with anyone that is around. Okay, so down here we have the village. The village. The village. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. And a mountain behind you. So this is the number 41, if that's significant for you. Yeah, you have your knuckle on the realm of this hole here, and it's going, this string, it's a hole inside of a hole, and it's going counterclockwise. It almost feels like the underworld. Are you going in, or are you just not going in? Are you returning to the village, or are you staying outside of the village? Did you climb this mountain? Or is that your dream, to climb this mountain? I also am getting shadow work, working on your shadow self, the side of you that isn't the most pleasant part, that you want to rave about to everyone when you're around, you know. Think of a first date. You wouldn't bring up your shadow. Typically, you wouldn't bring up your shadow part on a first date. So those are your shadow parts, for those of you that aren't sure what shadow work is. But yeah, are you going into the village, or are you staying outside of the village to seek your own knowledge? Looks like the sun is rising up here. And this has a lot to do with your sacral and your solar plexus, which has a lot to do with you speaking, standing up for yourself, speaking your truth. It's kind of going together a little bit here now. Yeah, I mean, could the trickery here cause this to happen? And, you know, and then you realize, and so you finally got the knowledge and skill and learned how to communicate. And now you're at this point of just, you know, you're this looks like to me that this is like your journey. This is your choice. This is your choice to do. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? That's Like, do you want to go to the village, or do you want to go to the underworld and repair some of what is inside of you? Okay. So here's what the guidebook says about this. Now that I've explained what I kind of felt or was feeling at the time, the messages. The village, the hometown, the family, the tribe. The village presents us with a conundrum. On one hand, it's the place that feels most like home, the place to which you can always return. Nostalgia and comfort draw us back. On the other hand, it's the very place you must leave in order to grow. Around the village, an unspoken boundary exists, one most villagers do not want you to cross. Though some support your leaving, still you hear the whispers of doubt as you venture beyond its borders, leaving them behind. The energy of the village is present anytime we feel restricted by a certain group, community, family, place, or ideology. It may have served us in the past, yet staying within its parameters will never satiate our thirst for life. Thank the village for all it has provided, knowing you will someday return. For now, the world awaits. The world awaits. You're even looking at it there. You're even looking at it like, yes, say bye-bye for now. Just head on out. Just go see what there is to explore. See what's going on. Okay, let's pull this one. Spearmint. Purification. Purification. Get that sacred smoke. Okay, spearmint. So for you herbalists and gardeners out there, it's recommended you grow some spearmint this year or buy some at the store. Spearmint, any kind of mint, is really good for your digestive system, especially if you have trouble with your gut, your stomach. It's interesting. I just said about this being about your solar and your sacral, your tummy. So on this, when you get out, you're breaking free, you're getting out of your comfort zone. And the spearmint here, if you grab some, it will help soothe any kind of discomfort you have in your belly. Purification. This is Palo Santo. And Palo Santo is a sacred smoke. I highly recommend burning some today in your home, in your space, and purifying all of your body around you. Yeah, if you don't have Palo Santo, incense works. Also, sage. Sage is another sacred smoke that helps. And I suddenly just got really tired. So some of you are very tired with things, with the way things are. And my guides are wanting you to push through. There's been quite a bit lately that, if I hadn't have been determined, the work that I needed to do wouldn't have gotten done. It doesn't mean that I've completed all of my tasks, no, but it means that I attempted to do something like if you ever had a day where something normal that you do is fine. The simple example, for instance, you wake up, you pour yourself a cup of coffee. Normally, it's fine. That's what happens. You pour the cup of coffee, you drink it. Well, you have that one morning where you pour your cup of coffee and it doesn't go in the cup, or you overflow it and you're looking at it and it's overflowing, but you really don't even know why you overflowed it or why you missed the cup, but it's like all over the place. So you kind of created a mess for yourself. Well, you cleaned the mess up and you drank the coffee, so that's fine. More so for me recently is the technical difficulties that I've had when doing these videos, because it's a new learning curve for me. So I just shared with my daughter yesterday, it's so frustrating because sometimes I will have a 30-minute video, and when I go to upload it, um, it will get stuck or something, and it will stuck. I had one get stuck for 2 days, and then all of a sudden I had like and it got stuck for 2 days, even me trying to push it or re-enter it or anything, something like that. And then the next day, me being persistent, instead of giving up, I'm persistent, so I continued to keep doing it. Well, then all of a sudden 7 videos in one day was uploaded, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So it's interesting how these things work. And now we have to keep in mind the planets rule in so many ways, more ways than one. And so, the planets have a lot to do with it. Mercury being in a retrograde always messes with computer and technology, right? So, I mean, there's other things and aspects that have to do with it. But if I would have given up, then I wouldn't still be here doing what I feel guided to do, what I'm being told, and what I'm also passionate about doing in this way, in this right now. And so, or sometimes I'll have everything, all of my, sometimes I'll copy and paste my words that I have for my description, so that I don't lose it, because sometimes I'm channeling these messages at times, and so I'm really just going with the flow. And then when that flow has dissipated or is gone, I'll remember bits and pieces, but I won't remember all that important information that I had. And so what do? Do I give up? No, I don't give up. No. So there's like this persistence, persevering, keep going, and purify. So it's like cleansing, cleansing your space, cleansing yourself, cleansing everything around you, your bedroom, all of that, and making sure that you're asking that, that when you call upon Archangel Michael, that you're asking him to, only to protect your aura, and to only allow highest vibration and purest light into your space only, so that there isn't any other entities or dark, dense energy that can enter. On the bottom, we have the apple. So this is telling me a message which has been coming through Archangel Raphael lately, which is to eat healthier. Eat healthier. Even if you're like immediately, oh, I don't like apples, but you haven't really had one in 5 years or something, try a different one, just pick one up at the grocery. If you've had the red ones, look, I don't even like Red Delicious, okay? Those are probably the worst apples I could ever eat in my life, even though they're the most common, and typically the least expensive. But, try a different one. There's so many apples in this world. Granny Smith are very sour. They're the green ones. Or Honey Crisp. Those are crunchy. They're not ever soft or soggy like the Red Delicious. Pink Ladies are good, galas, but try one, pick one up, and if you don't want to eat it, just eat it like a regular apple. Cut it up into little wedges, and maybe try it with peanut butter. It's really good with peanut butter. It's good if you bake it. Add some cinnamon in there. Cinnamon's great for inflammation, if you have any sort of inflammation in your body. But there's something to do with eating healthier that's also going to help you with all of this. I'm going to keep this card right here. Yeah, there's something in this that's going to help you. See if there are any other messages. So I think that the main message, the messages here, number one, you are on a journey, not a destination. Number two, there needs to be some sensuality within yourself. I completely wholeheartedly believe this is related to your sensuality, getting in tune with yourself. Whether you're married or not, there is something sacred for you that if you haven't done so, if you're not already, embracing your sensuality and passion, then it's time that you do that. If you are already doing it, that's wonderful. That's great. You're good, But if you're not, then it's time that you do that and allow yourself to go through these different changes. I mean, this is creativity on another level. Maybe it's time to write a book. Maybe it's time to understand how bubbles work. See it, look up into the universe. Seek your own relationship with yourself and the spiritual realm, not religion, yourself and the spiritual realm. Yeah, and know that that the ones of you that are going through a rebirth process right now, it's wonderful that you've asked for this. You've asked to find your higher self, and she's coming. Your higher self is now coming. You've already done the sensual part, and you've already embraced and received you're in tune with your inner child, and now you're in this rebirth phase. And this rebirth phase is it can be challenging. It can be challenging, and it can be vulnerable when you're coming out of it. So that's why it's important for you, if this is your own energy, that's wonderful. But if this is someone around you, that maybe doesn't believe in what you're doing, or maybe that maybe says they believe in what you're doing, but their actions show the opposite. That's just the kind of that's a challenge. That's an immediate challenge that you are being told to stand in your truth and stand up for yourself and your beliefs, and to speak in clear communication, in a loving, communicative way. Because a Knight of Swords can speak clearly too. But there's not as much compassion. It's intellect, it's logic. It's not really like, a master of emotions like the King of Cups. So this is ideal of where you want to be. But it may be that you believe that truth over your own, if they're speaking of a truth, and maybe it is true. But all of these, but I have a feeling, I suspect that some of these, if this is an external person or someone that is close to you, that is given that resistance to your new path and the path that you're on, then I feel like they're trying to manipulate your mind, and you're still being codependent, and you're taking that on your shoulders, and it's not your weight. Some of it is, but not all of that is your weight to carry. But the load is going to lighten soon, very soon, because soon you're going to embrace this King of Cups energy, and you're going to be sitting here smoking your spliff, your cigar, your whatever, holding your tool, just sitting in the middle of the ocean there, or the subtle water, surrounded by the full moon, and you're going to be at peace, and you're going to know that, yeah, it feels good to let all that go. It feels good to have a release. Yeah. And then your Six of Wands. You're just so happy and giddy here. I really love this here. And I wish I could remember. I mean, I'm trying to think about, I did write down all of these. The Ankh, I do think that it's peace. I think that's what it is. I do think that's what it is. I think I wrote it down here. Well, I thought I did. No, I didn't. But you can tell me in the comments below, or look it up for yourself. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with peace. Definitely came from way, way back in ancient times. Yeah, this is confidence. You're completely confident. You're confident and you're ready for this. You're ready to leave the village and to break out of that comfort zone. Do all that transmutation, energy moving that is necessary. With all of these good things, look at that. Purification, you got spearmint, purification, and apple. Simple, simple. So that some of you are reducing the complex weight of your life at that time. That's what you've done on this rebirth. That is the message I have for you. I hope this resonates. Please share your story in the comments below. Engage. And let's uplift each other in these trying times in the world. This is Cosmic Cat. It's been a blessing. And the divine in me honors the divine in you. Have a cosmic day and tonight. Meow.